Does it make you wanna shout or bring you to your knees? Or can you see the joy that I have in you? Or can you feel the love that I have for you? So before and let my love abound. Oh, before and hang around. All you need to give is your worship every day. Oh, pour your heart to me, and I'll fill you with faith, with faith, with faith. Oh, can you see the joy that I have in you? Oh, can you feel the love that I have for you? So before and let my love abound. Oh, before and hang around.
I'm here in Ethiopia. I started in 1974. I came under the Canadian government to help with a famine. When I got over here, a revolution was starting, and I had come to be a famine worker. While we were doing that, just at the very beginning, the head of World Vision found out that I had certain shots that the other Americans didn't have. I was sent into an area that I knew was by Dabat. I couldn't come back to the country for many years because it was inaccessible to an American to come back. In 2008, I came back hoping to find where I was and do something significant to help the people. When we got there, we found out where I'd lived, which was interesting that even to this day, 40 years later, the place that I lived still stands. We went to the surrounding villages, Dabat. The next one was Wukan, and then Dabark. And I stayed in a mud hut in Wukan, which is the poorest of the three. I talked to the different leaders. Clearly the poorest of the poor were Wukan. I've traveled the world. I've taught on every continent. I've been looking for a place that I thought was worthy to invest the rest of my life, to leave a legacy, something significant behind. For me, it was important to know what I stood for. What am I going to do with my life? And I hear questions from people all the time that sound like that. I really believe at a point in time I heard from God when I was asking Him, what is the point of life? What am I trying to do here? And I heard as clear as almost anything I've ever heard, be full and hang around. And it's taken about 30 years to understand what that actually means to me. The first part is the most important part, to be full. To be full of what? I think to be full of Jesus. Because if you're full of Jesus, then you're full of love and joy and peace and patience and gentleness and kindness and faithfulness and self-control. And life is worth living. And I want to share that with people everywhere, not only in Wukan, but everywhere. And being full, you need to forgive everybody who's ever done anything to you. You need to release your judgments to God. You need to love yourself because God loves you for free. Get your worth from God because it's free. And when you're full, then you want to go do something for somebody else, wherever it is. I wanted to hang around somewhere, and I wanted to hang around somewhere where it could make a big difference. And my memory of being in Ethiopia was that I knew I could make a big difference. And in Wukan, what I see is governance by people who are caring for their own poor, who are looking out for the needs of their own. And that's where I wanted to give my money. And that's where I want to give my time. My thought is, for 20 years, I want to do everything I can in one village, to do it over and over in the same village so that those people become self-sufficient and can help their neighboring communities. What I saw with this village is they will. When they become self-sufficient, it's not just going to be their own people they're going to take care of. They're going to take care of the villages around them because they care for people who have less than they do.
That was boat trip.
Yes.
That's okay?
Yes,
Okay.
we're okay
Sorry
by
for-
that, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Should we go back to the airport?
Yeah, just we drive to the airport there.
But no, luggage is a huge issue for me. When you spend 2 years compiling, finding the things that they need, figuring out how they can fit, how you can do them so they aren't going to break, how you can get the most into a bag so you can carry the most over here, and then to finally get it over and then it's not here is highly disturbing. So getting it so that I can anticipate the people receiving what they need to have, having parts and pieces so that everything works, that's really good news. People are so grateful for what they have.
So just we give a copy one.
Okay. Blessed, beloved luggage. Yeah, we're excited to see you. Oh, yes. You did good work.
Thank you, Chris. Made in Chile, huh? Okay. Robin already is inside the town.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Totally. We have well over 10,000 pens. I'm guessing probably 12,000. I don't know the exact number because people kept donating them in the end. Yeah, one person was sitting with me and said, you know, what can I give you? And I said, well, the first thing we want to bring is pens. Most important thing we bring is pens. We brought over 800, probably well over 800 pounds between the four of us. We tried to send a box, a 1 pound box, through DSL to Gondar, which is where we are here now. From the States, it was $350 for a pound. So if you do the math, you realize that 4 people can bring thousands upon thousands. You did the math. I want to put all the algebra books together, all the math, because I want to give them to Mersha right off the bat. These are the finest math books you can get. And Lee Peterson, who went with us on a previous trip, gave us the entire set. This is kind of like Christmas where we open it up and go, oh yeah, we had all this. We had medical supplies donated by someone, clean bandages, our great stuffing material, and they don't weigh anything. And they come over here, they're clean if they have any kind of injury, just a whole bag of that. Hospital gowns, easy packing. It shows the dignity of somebody working in a hospital, that is a medical professional, which gives them some confidence, and it's clean. One of the things that I was really grateful for, and it arrived safely, are full sets of paint. Paint is really hard for them to get. You're going to see when you get to the village. There's not much pretty to look at, and one of the atelier donated all the painting supplies, all the paint brushes, and I'm so grateful. Those people were so generous.
This is canvas for painting, and we're gonna put periodic table and learning things and hang it around the school, and that way the kids can see what they're learning about in a colorful, huge way on the wall.
A lot of stuff. The microscopes we're going to give right off the bat. None of the high schools around have a microscope, and a lot of these children, their aspirations are to become a doctor. Well, you can't function if you don't know how to use a microscope. So one microscope per high school can teach them how you use a microscope. They were donated by high schools in the U.S. that aren't even using them anymore. They were going to be tossed. And with this intent we have to recycle and reuse, this is a great place to recycle and reuse.
Yeah, one Sunday before we went to our last Ethiopia trip, I was reading the paper and there was an article about Nokero. So I looked it up on the website, and Nokero stands for solar electric, and taking or replacing the need for kerosene. And a lot of people burn kerosene so they can see at night, and that's not good for their health. And so Nokero has a mission that they're going to have these available for around the world. And the nice part about these two, the latest ones, is that they can actually charge some small electronic items. Believe it or not, in Ethiopia, for example, a lot of people have cell phones. And so this would enable them to save 2 birr every time they charge their phone. And of course it takes 20 birr to make up $1. And for us that doesn't seem like a lot of money, but in Ethiopia that's a lot of money. And so that's just part of their life here. We're just really excited to bring a few of the solar chargers, and we're looking for some individuals who maybe are less fortunate and can actually make a small business by having these.
Shorter by working this way. I think we can get a lot further in helping the community. So, yeah. We're developing more plans. You know, your committee is meeting our committee, so that we can get more done with 2 committees because we are so far away. I've been hunting for groups of people to help us because it's very difficult. We raise funds in America, we collect things to bring over here, but to have somebody on the ground that can manage these things, that is overseeing them to make sure everything gets to the people, and that if they have needs, we can meet them, has been extremely difficult. North of Gondar, we weren't finding any groups working in any way to do anything. We were delighted to run into a group called New Covenant Foundation, and they have got the same mission that we do.
You know, honestly, we hadn't been doing very much work up in northern Ethiopia. Our hearts were being stirred and moved to come into the Gondar region. And right about that time, I got a phone call from Sunny. And she asked me about this, if we could start work in a place called Wekin. And I said, sure. I had no idea where Wekin was. And I dug up my map and I was looking and I couldn't find it. And I asked her again and she said, it's between Dabat and Dabark, which I had no idea where those places were either. And I'd been all over Ethiopia, but I'd never heard of these places. I called my national director, Gardu, and asked him, and he said, Wekin? He didn't know where Wekin was either. And And then I started to feel like maybe I shouldn't have said yes. I was thinking, oh my gosh, where is this place? How are we going to send church planters there if nobody knows where it's at? Well, eventually, God lined everything up, and it actually created new partnerships for us at New Covenant.
I have spent 6 years trying to find an organization to help through the United States to Ethiopia. Many hours on the telephone. And finally found the New Covenant Foundation so that we can make this much more efficient.
ላለፉት 6 ዓመት ሙሉ ለወቅን የማደርገውን ነገር with the support of Sunny family wine we have sent these church planters. They have started their work and now they are becoming part of the people because they have been learning their culture, their language, and the way people communicate and so on. Today is an amazing day. We introduced them breakthrough for them because they are very much accepted by the community. The community are getting the favor of Sunny to the church planters. So I would say today is a kind of turning point for us, and I hope they will use this momentum to go to the unreached area.
For science. The biggest one.
$100 አካባቢ ነው የሚያወጡት። በጣም ውድ ናቸው።
Professional paintbrushes.
ፕሮፌሽናል ናቸው። ይሄ ታዋቂ ስዕል ሳዮች የሚጠቀሙበት ማለት ነው።
Hold those. You see how many paintbrushes?
In this area, you can't go with empty hand. So you have to go with a holistic approach. So having important project, water project, latrine project, this area needs transformation. Gospel by itself transforms people. But if you include these projects, it will speed up the transformation of the area. We need breakthrough. I hope you observed how poor the people are, how needy they are and so on. With the gospel and supporting the people with these basic needs, we can speed up the transformation.
We're just on a little tour to see the latrines that are in process. We brought with the technical advisor from Gondar so that he could oversee the project and make sure that it's being done correctly and get input. It's been funded through New Covenant. There were 3 latrines that are strategically located so that people will use them. They haven't used them. And we also encourage the people that it's important that when these are built that they spread the word that this is what you do now. Now you use the latrines. So now we're on the way back to the vehicle. We had a little discussion in the process about the water that isn't working and who's going to do what so that we can see the water start to happen as urgently as possible. He was talking about how much money it costs for a small piece of, I'm not sure the size, it sounded like a small can, and I think it was 5 birr, which for these people is outrageous. And it's apparently also poor water. So immediately we want to get water going, get whatever they need, get this thing repaired so that they are no longer buying outrageously expensive water.
this pump pumps the water from this well to that mountain and the other mountain.
Oh.
Then, after it reaches there, it gets its water reservoir. From that water reservoir, it goes to the town.
With pressure.
Yeah, with the gravity.
እንግዲህ ማይክ ይኸው እነዚህ እዚህ ያሉ እንስሳቶች ራሱ እዚህ ነው የሚጠቀሙት።
Yeah, deep well and very good water.
Yes.
It's clean water.
Yes.
So they only need to buy new pump. What we discussed is they will contribute up to 50,000 birr from the community, and it takes us about 350 birr, as they told us. I don't know. We'll find that one. Then we promise them we'll be fixing it in 3 months of time if they worked hard with the community, because we don't want to hand over this pump as a kind of gift and so on. This is common participation. They have to share. We have to take our part and so on. So they need it badly.
So starting tomorrow, the leaders of the community are going to go door to door and collect money to repair the pump in this well. And then we're going to find out how much more is needed, and then we can go and ask for contributions so that this village of 8,000 people can have really clean, deep well water versus using the dirty river water that they're forced to use right now. And they get it every other day. And it's a well-known fact in Ethiopia that 1 out of every 2 children that die is from water that's not clean. So those of you watching this, you can do your part, and you can pray that this goes through. Thank you.
ምን ሊወገድ ይችላል?
We are so proud of you. Your hard work. We're very proud of you.
That we expect great things of him.
So when we were here in 2010, we came into each of these elementary school classrooms, and the children were sitting on the floor, the dirt floor. There was nothing for them to sit on, nothing to write on. And we asked them, what was going on with that? And they said, well, that's just the way we have to do it. And because we gave money to help them build the high school fence, a governmental authority came out, and we believe they gave them some matching grant. And so now when you come here 4 years later, all the students have chairs and desks to write on in their school. So we're so excited to see how this village takes the resources that they have, and they really are smart with their money. And so I'm just so excited. It sounds like a little thing, but I'm just thrilled to see these kids sitting on chairs and desks doing their schoolwork.
They have actually technological things, they've got chemicals. This place had nothing the last time we were here, so in 2 years they've made huge progress.
I'll introduce myself. I am a boy. My name is Geta Charles. My mother name is Adsadan. My mother name is Saunet Sheikh. I have 2 sisters and 1 brother. I live in Wokan, country, Ethiopia. My school name is Wokan Elementary School.
Now we are going to introduce the class.
So there's about 10 children that are blind,
Around 11 students
deaf, cannot hear. And then there's some that are mentally handicapped children. So this is their classroom.
Okay. Yeah.
Artificial, they made it up. They made it up so that this
bottle
person can
caps.
learn how to do it.
Zenit bread.
Yes. God made each of us
እግዚአብሔር ሁላችንንም መልካም አድርጎ ፈጥሮናል።
God loves you.
እግዚአብሔር ይወዳችኋል።
Jesus loves you
ኢየሱስ ይወዳችኋል።
just as you are.
ልክ አሁን ባላችሁበት ሁኔታ
We ask Jesus
ኢየሱስን እንጠይቀዋለን
to help you get better.
የተሻለ እንድትሆኑ የሚያስፈልጋችሁ ነገር እንዲሟላላችሁ እንጠይቀዋለን።
We ask for Jesus to heal you.
እንዲፈውሳችሁ ጭምር እንጸልያለን።
And we will give him, Jesus, all the glory.
ከዛ እግዚአብሔር መልካም ሲያደርግላችሁ So this is the most enriched area. About 99% of the people are not born again. They are not sure to go to the kingdom and so on. So, and the most difficult place, I would say, on earth, not only in Ethiopia, because when they hear about the gospel and so on, they are totally against it. We want to reach this area in more strategic ways, because what we are doing now is just to start, but the work is huge.
My heart, New Covenant's heart, is really primarily to work with the indigenous. We really try to stay away from having a Western influence. There's plenty of Ethiopians, there's plenty of Africans that are smarter than me and that can do the job way better than me. And we just want to come alongside them and empower them. So this project is really different. It's really a stretch for us and somewhat of a challenge, but it's been amazing how God has worked through it. Because to tell you the truth, we couldn't have gotten into Wekin or Debark without the influence of Sunny. As I've been talking to Garadu and Pastor Ndale, our regional coordinator up here, being evangelical Christians, they have no door in to these communities that are nearly 100% Orthodox. But Sunny has opened up that door because of her heart for this time period that she's been coming here and just showing her heart of benevolence and giving to the needs of the community of Wekin. It's just opened the door wide. The people love her. You saw the celebration as she came strolling into that community. It's an amazing thing. And that, to be honest, has been the best bridge that we could have ever built to this community.
I asked him if they're persecuted. He said yes. I also asked if they hate you, persecute you, what you respond for them. He said, we simply accept that one and we live together, we love them. Yeah, so he has that family, Christian family, so I told them this, all white people, they are all Pentes, all Christians, so we are with you, as we are the same family. So he's kind of happy. Yeah.
Stone fence, and they disassemble it so we can drive in. are at our mud hut. This was center point 1, where we started to find out where Wukan is. The first time he came, he didn't have a barn. He just had the mud hut. And this is where we slept. So we're going to go in and see Mama, see how everybody is. Hello, hello. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ah, yes. Hello, hello, hello. Yes. Ah! These are the pants that I left him last time, 2 years ago. I was wearing those pants and I was looking for who needed the pants, and it was definitely him. He had 3 pairs of pants on where I saw skin through all of them. And I looked at all the children and I ran in my tent and I changed my pants and I came out and I gave them to him. I said, these are your pants. So, yes. Yes, yes. Good to see you, yes. This is the mud hut that I slept in.
She's one of the best coffee maker.
She is the best coffee maker in the world. And I've had coffee all over the world, and Mama makes the best coffee. This was where I slept. This is my bed up here. Little things fall down at night. And Mama slept over there on this side. We had our meals here, and the goats, I think, used to stay under here initially. And all of her children grew up in this hut. This was the place, the only place. After this, I think it was the second trip we came, 2010, they had built the barn. I'm supposed to only do my right hand. So I have to hold that.
For you.
This one's for me?
Yeah.
Okay. Mama. Oh. This is what I remember. Very good. Very good.
Praise be to God.
We're just trying to assemble things. It's always hard because there's not enough. No matter how much we have, there's not enough. But everything is appreciated, and it's usually handed down. So whatever we give, we'll see again next time. Maybe I'm the person who's wearing it this time. If not, their younger sibling. Yes. This is always the hard part.
Try those on. Try them on.
ጥሩ ሰብል እንዲሰጥ እንባርከዋለን፣ እንለምንሃለን።
አሜን አሜን ለማለት ይከብዳል።
አሜን
Yeah.
እና ሌሎቻችሁ ምናችሁ ነው?
በጣም ነው የምታለቅስ ያለሽ እዩ። በፊት እንዴ አታውቋት እንዴ?
So my mother sewed for many years, and when we came to this village 2 years ago, we were made aware of this blessed woman who has 2 children, and she has polio. And the only way that she can make a living is by sewing. And that touched my heart because my mother sewed for many years.
ለጥልፍሽ ነው ይሄንን ሁሉ ነገር ያመጣልሽ። ጥልፍ መጥለፍ ትችያለሽ?
ስለምትጠልፍ ስላልነው አዎ ትጠልፋለሽ።
ይሄ ሁሉ መርፌዎቹ ናቸው።
And the scissors.
መቀስ ነው ይሄኛው።
And then our good friend Lee,
ወዘት
our good friend Lee, she
ይሄንን ደግሞ ጌጥ ለማድረግ
found all of these buttons and
ዳሮች ናቸው። እግዚአብሔር ይስጥልኝ ብለሽ
the buttons. So now she can make a living by sewing for people.
Right now.
My bearings. Right.
There we go. Right over here's the door. Yep. There.
እንደምን አለ? ሰላም ነህ? እህታችን በ65 ዓመተ ምህረት ሰማለህ አይደል? በደምብ በ65 ዓመተ ምህረት እዚህ ነበረች ለእርዳታ በደርግ ጊዜ ማለት ነው ከበጃንሆይ ጊዜ
It smells better when it's dry. It smells really bad when it rains. We were here all rainy season. A lot of this is added. When the military came in, they added, so it was hard to figure out where I was, but I'm pretty sure this was the building. When I looked out the window, I could see Woken Mountain. So I woke up, I saw Woken Mountain. I also saw the mountain where the airplane dropped me. And when I came back here the very first time in 2008, this was a military compound. I came up to the door, the fellow said, I'm sorry, it's military, you can't come in. So I asked him if he would bring his superior. Please, 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 can I come in? Because finally the fifth guy came to the door, and I had told already the fellow before that I was here during the Dirk. So the next fellow who came out, very much better dressed man, came and he said, you were here during the Dirk. And I said, yes, I was here during the Dirk. What did you do? Well, over there where, where this wasn't, there was a very small clinic where we performed surgery and handed out medication. There was a school that I think was down the way here that was just an open mud building where we taught the children. I helped to manage the cooking and the ill missionary who was here. And his big questions of me were, what did you do when you left? And I said, well, I was trying to recollect, it had been 34 years ago, and I said, well, I left my sleeping bag. I gave my sleeping bag away. I gave my books away. And he kept asking, what else? What else? What else did you give away? And I was trying to think, I gave my clothes away. And finally I said, well, I gave my I think I had a pen, maybe 2 pens, and all my pencils away. His next question of me was, who did you give the pencils to? And at that point he was very formal, and I said, well, I had helped in the school, and so right before I left I handed all my pencils to the children in the school. And here this very stern, stiff person lit up. He said, he got a tear in his eye. He was like, I was one of those children who gave a pencil to. He said, you kept me in school. He said, we will have a celebration. So my daughter and I and ballet, we came in, we had coffee ceremony, we took photos with everybody, and he honored us for doing that. The lesson of this, the reason I so want people to hear this, a pencil, a single used pencil, kept a fellow in school. If you didn't have a pencil or pen, you had to work in the fields and every day just pull weeds, every day pull weeds, every day pull weeds. But if you had a pencil, you could continue your education. And here he had risen to the top of the military in this area to supervise things. And he said, whatever I can do to help you with what you're going to do here, because I had said I wanted to come back and make a positive difference in this area. He said, I will do anything I can do to help you at that point. Be full and hang around. The first part of that statement is the most important. Be full. It's less important what your job is, it's less important where you are. It's more important, are you full? And a lot of people will say, I'm not. They tell you they're not full. They're empty. They don't feel loved, they don't feel worthwhile, they're trying really hard to get that. They want somebody else to love them so they feel loved. They want somebody else to tell them they're valuable so they feel valuable. They want to have enough money, they want to have enough power, they want to make a big enough difference that they feel like they are of some value. I believe that you start out with being full. You're full because God's love is a gift. You receive it for free. Jesus died for you, and all you have to do is receive that. It's a total gift, and when you receive the gift and you take it in, you're full of love. And when you're full of love, you want to do things for other people. You're not earning anything. You feel like you want to give it to everybody, everywhere, because you know how empty it felt before you had it. And then when you have worth not because you have good grades, or you have a good job, or you have a good car, or you live in a good place, or you have money, but because God gave it to you as a gift. It's absolutely and completely and totally free, and you just receive it and you say, my worth comes from God and it's free. And when you have worth, you want to instill worth in everybody else you meet. You want them to have exactly what you have. So when I got the being full part, I wanted to hang around people and spread it over the top. Now I have the chance to spill out on the world, not just my neighbors, but I have opportunities that I didn't have back when I was 30. Now I'm 60 and I have more resources, and I can make it a bigger pool that I can make a difference for. But even a 5-year-old can be full and hang around. You don't have to work at it. It just dumps into the next level, and then it dumps into the next level, and it dumps into the next level, and everybody gets a taste of it. And now I'm watching 8,000 plus people in Wooken who are getting a taste of God's love and His worth and their dignity and how much He loves them and what they can have because of that. And we see the whole community raising up in a level and raising up in a level. And when they do, they take care of their own, and it spreads out more and more and more. Sometimes you find the poorest of the poor is full. They're full of love and joy and peace and patience and gentleness and goodness and kindness and faithfulness and self-control, but they don't have a lot of resources to help their neighbor. I'd like to see this spread. The goal of my life is for people to understand that the job of life, what we're here for, is to be full and hang around. And how we're full is it's a gift. It's an absolute gift. God made a way. Jesus died for us, and He gives us the gift of complete, utter, total love, unconditional love, something we don't have to earn, something we don't have to deserve. It doesn't matter what you've done at all. And when you have received that love and you've received that forgiveness, then you can forgive yourself, you can forgive everybody else, you can release all your judgments. It's not your job to judge. If we weren't judging everybody, we wouldn't have all this turmoil. It's God's job to judge. And then what we receive is mercy. We fill up with mercy, we fill up with mercy, we fill up with mercy. And what I hope to do here in Ethiopia is spread that here. I spread it wherever I go, because to me, it's life-giving. We want to give life to people, and this is the stuff. Yes, water, we want to give water, and we want to teach cleanliness, but the most important thing you get in your life is to be full, and that's what I would encourage you. Start out with being full, and when you're full, you want to give. It's out of your heart. It's like you get joy every time you give, particularly to somebody who can't give anything back to you.
I have a special present from me to you. Because Jesus Christ loves you. And I love you. And I'm going to give you a so that you can run and There's my shoes.
Part of why I wanted to give to Wooken, they couldn't give me anything. Now I was wrong. They gave me a plot of land, and it just touches my heart that they wanted to let me know that I'm a part of them, that I belong there. There's a piece of my heart that sits in Wooken, and it's gonna have a little house on it where people can go and pray. And they gave me what they had. I had often thought about what can these people even do to make money? They had dirt. So what did they give me? They gave me what they had, a plot of dirt. And I'm thrilled with that plot of dirt because they were becoming full. They wanted to give back something. And that's what they had.
So I just got a Facebook message from Eric Larson, who's with New Covenant, and I'm going to show it to Sunny right now. Okay?
Okay, so Gary asked Chairman Ayeno in Wooken to give you a plot of land because you care so much for Wooken and you should be considered a resident. Ayeno said he would give you a small piece of land. You could build a small house on it to stay in when you visit. And it could be a prayer house church, something to pray about. Holy buckets, is that the coolest thing ever? Just the coolest thing ever. I've got a home. I've got a piece of land coming. I just have to buy it. It's so cool. Just what I wanted. Yes. Yes. Cool.
You're welcome.